I am ready. Are we ready? You ready, killer? Tell me when you're ready. I'm ready.
Welcome to episode number 66. 66 episode of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell, live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. It's Elevation 52A Sports and Lifestyles platform, ready to be back doing this thing. Once again, it's a special edition. Today's Wednesday, August 27th. Usually I do this show on the Thursday, but I want to do it tonight. Got some things to do tomorrow, so I wasn't able to be able to do it tonight. I can do it tomorrow night, so I had to do it tonight. So it's a special edition, but we're gonna get into it anyway. Rashad Mitchell, Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell. Let's get into it, man. I'm gonna start with the college football landscape of things. The season started last week, week 0. But with some of the scores, the game that stood out was Iowa State against Kansas State. Battle of two ranked teams, and Iowa State was able to win 24-21. Close game, sloppy game, no turnover field type of game. This game was played in Dublin, Ireland. Rocco Beck had 2 touchdown passes. He ran for another score. He was 14 of 28 for 183 yards. He threw a touchdown pass to Dominic Overby for a 23-yard touchdown in the first quarter, and threw a second touchdown to Brett Skelton for a 24-yard score in the third quarter. The 2:26 to go in the fourth quarter, Iowa State coach Matt Campbell had his team go for it on 4th and 3 at the Kansas State 16-yard line, and Beck found Carson Hansen for 15 yards and iced the game. So the Cyclones won. They were 1-0. They were up 24-14 at some point in this game. But Kansas State was able to score a touchdown and make it 24-21, but they was able to hold on and win. Kansas State had 2 turnovers, very wet conditions in the first half. But they was able to win Iowa State. And now Iowa State has beaten Kansas State in 5 of the past 6 seasons. So that's all I need to say about that. Takeaway in this game was that Beck looked like a veteran quarterback in the second half and leading his team with his arm and legs in a crucial opener. So now Iowa State will host South Dakota on August 30th, and Kansas State will host North Dakota on the same day. Other scores from last Saturday, the season of college football began. UNLV beat Idaho State 38-31. Jaden Thomas has 3 touchdowns scored. UNLV played well on defense. They had 4 interceptions. And they held off Idaho State 38-31 in Dan Mullen's coaching debut. He's first-time coach with this team. Dan Mullen has a history. This is a team UNLV that won 11 games in 2024, and UNLV starting over with only 2 returning starting new coach. Dan Mullen knows how to coach the game of football because he was 103-61 in 13 seasons at Mississippi State and Florida. He picked up the 12th season opening win of his career. Thomas had 147 yards on 10 carries. Jaden Thomas and Virginia transfer Anthony Calandria threw for 195 yards and he ran for 93 yards. For that, Kansas beat Fresno State 31-7. That's the other game that stands out. So it's 31-7. That was the final score between Kansas beating Fresno State. That was the other matchup that stood out last week. 31-7. That was the final score between Kansas beating Fresno State. Jalen Daniels was the star in this game. 6-year senior, threw for 176 yards, 3 touchdown passes, 2 of them to newcomer Cam Pickett. And Kansas opened up his new rebuilt stadium, 450 million on-campus stadium. So they was able to get off to a great start in that new stadium of theirs. Then you had Western Kentucky beat Sam Houston 41 to 24. Hawaii beat Stanford 23 to 20. Kind of surprising victory, but this was a close one.
It's been a grind, but I think
It came down to a field goal. Matt Zuzawa hit a 38-yard field goal as time expires. They won 23 to 20. So that's some of the scores that stood out last week. So that's it for that. Let's get into tomorrow. You got some great game, interesting games tomorrow. August 28th, you got Boise State, number 25 team in the country. They'll start this season against South Florida at 5:30. Ohio will play Rutgers, Lafayette against Bowling Green, East Carolina against NC State, Jacksonville State against Central Florida, Delaware State against Delaware, St. Francis against Louisiana Monroe, Wyoming against Akron, Central Arkansas against Missouri, Elon against Duke, UT Martin against Oklahoma State, Buffalo against Minnesota, Stephen F. Austin against Houston, Alabama State against UAB, Nebraska against Cincinnati, Miami of Ohio against Wisconsin, Stony Brook against San Diego State. Then Friday, we got Tarleton State against Army, Western Michigan against Michigan State, Kennesaw State against Wake Forest, Appalachian State against Charlotte. That's the Duke's Mayo Classic. You got Bethune-Cookman against Florida International, Western Illinois against number 12 Illinois, Wagner against Kansas, Auburn against Baylor. Interesting matchup, Auburn against Baylor. And you got Georgia Tech against Colorado. Deion Sanders, life without his son, Shedeur Sanders, and Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter. Georgia Tech against Colorado. That's an interesting game. Colorado's not ranked. The game will be on 8 o'clock on ESPN. UNLV against Sam Houston, Central Michigan against San Jose State. So that's the games that's going to be played on Friday. Now you got some big games this weekend during Labor Day weekend. You guys start with Texas and Ohio State. I'm going with Ohio State to win this game. I think they're gonna be tired of hearing all this stuff about how good Texas is. And Texas, they's everybody's favorite man to be the national champion. So I like Ohio State in this matchup to win this game. Obviously, this is a rematch of last year's college football playoff semifinal, where Ohio State won 28-14 in the Cotton Bowl. Also, it's the highest ranked opener since number 1 Alabama beat number 3 Florida State 24-7 in Atlanta in 2017. Arch Manning, obviously, he's a big time quarterback in his own right. Definitely has his genes. He's a nephew of Peyton and Eli, grandson of Archie. So he has a chance to lead this team to the national championship. When we look at Ohio State, they got a first time starter in Julian Sayin, who becomes the Buckeyes' third different quarterback in 3 seasons. Shows a lack of stability in today's college football. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to quarterbacks. Keep your eyes on that. Also, Archman is the favorite to win the Heisman this year. So a lot of pressure on him. Also, Ohio State has the nation's best winning streak in season openers with 25. Texas has the nation's best in winning streak on the road, true road games with 11. So stuff like that. But I'm going with Ohio State to win. Knock off number 1, Texas. Also got number 9 LSU playing at Clemson, number 14 in the country. This is two matchups. At least this matchup right here is featuring 2 candidates for the Heisman. Garrett Nussmeier, LSU, and Clemson's Clay Klubnik. I got Clemson winning this game. I think they're gonna beat LSU. Notre Dame versus Miami, rivalry renewed. I gotta go with Miami. And you look at Carson Beck, this is 28th start as a quarterback. It's for the Hurricanes coming from Georgia. The Irish, on the other hand, has the first time starter, and CJ Carr is his first career start. So I go with the experienced quarterback. Miami has a lot of question marks at wide receiver. Uh, Different guys like CJ Daniels, JoJo Trader, guys like that, they got to step up. The running game should be a strength with Mark Fletcher Jr. and Jordan Lyles, new tight end in Lofton. But I'm interested to see how well the Miami defense plays. They got a new defensive coordinator from Minnesota. This defense definitely needs to get better. So we're gonna see how things go with that. But I got Miami win that game to start over the season. To my top five. See, I got Ohio State over Texas, Clemson over LSU, Miami over Notre Dame. That's all the games I'm gonna pick. Alabama, Florida State. Florida State should be much better. I gotta go with Alabama. So I'm going with Alabama to win that game. So that's what, four? Alabama over Florida State, Miami over Notre Dame, Clemson over LSU, Ohio State over Texas. So I got one more game to pick. So you got the after that kickoff on Sunday as well. And I'm going with upset. I'm going with Virginia Tech over South Carolina. That's all I gotta go with for the pick upset. So those are my picks. Keep your eyes on.
Team, it's been a grind.
Yeah, Miami's new defensive coordinator is gonna be Corey. It's Corey Heatherman. Very successful defensive coordinator. When you look at the unit that he coached with the Minnesota Golden Gophers, they ranked 10th in the nation in scoring defense and total defense. So he's known for a fast, aggressive, turnover forcing defense. So he's gonna try to bring that to the table for the Miami Hurricane defense. A defense that was definitely not good last year. Um, they gave a lot of points for his scoring defense. So they're gonna be definitely um, put to the test this year overall. You're gonna see how good they are this time around on the defensive end. But it wasn't good on defense last year. Miami did not play well on defense. Now we're gonna see how they do this year. They were not good last year. Defensive end. They were very inconsistent last year. Had a lot of shortcomings. Missing tackles, coverage angles. A lot of bad things happened last year with the Hurricanes defense. So they gotta be much more improved. This new defensive coordinator, Heatherman. So we'll see what happens. They were 52nd in the country on defense. They gave way too many points, especially in the Pop Tarts Bowl against Iowa State. They gave up 42 points, 42 points against Syracuse. 28 points against Georgia Tech, 31 points against Duke, 45 points against Louisville, 38 points against California. Virginia Tech gave up 34 points. Yeah, they didn't play great defense last year. So see what happens with that. All right, so those are my picks of the week. As far as that's concerned. Um, what else to talk about? As far as that's concerned. What else to talk about? Okay, let's get into the NFL preview and predictions. The NFL season will start next Thursday on September 4th when the Cowboys go to Philly and Philadelphia play the Cowboys on Thursday night football. Excuse me, to begin the season on September 4th. So I'm gonna go with my picks of the week, man. Let's get into it. Um, let's go over the divisions first. What I think is going to be in the playoffs from AFC to NFC. I'm gonna give you my predictions for like who's going to win the Super Bowl, who's going to be in the conference championship, stuff like that. So it's going to be very shocking, but to you, but we're starting the AFC. I think when you look at the AFC East, I gotta go with obviously the Buffalo Bills. We look at this team's a win now too. They got to get it done now. Look at their window of opportunity with Josh Allen, the reigning MVP. I think they're gonna win the division. I think Miami gonna finish second. Jets will finish third. I think the Patriots gonna finish last. Look at the AFC North. That's an interesting one. The Bengals should be better this year, but I'm gonna go with the Ravens over the Bengals. Steelers. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs despite having Aaron Rodgers. Houston, Texas. I got Houston win that division. I think Jacksonville gonna finish second over the Colts. I think Travis Hunter he's my rookie of the year. I think he's gonna win rookie of the year on the offensive end. I think him and Trevor Lawrence gonna have a big time season together. I think Colts are gonna underachieve. I got the Titans finishing last. AFC West may be the toughest division in the AFC. We look at Kansas City, you know they're gonna bounce back with a purpose. I got the Chargers in second, finishing second. Denver Broncos third. I think the Raiders gonna finish fourth. But that's gonna be a very tough division. So far as the playoff teams, I think it's gonna make it to the playoffs. I think Buffalo will make it. Obviously, the Ravens will make it. Texas will make it. Chiefs will make it. As far as wild cards, I can see the Bengals making it as a wild card. The Bengals, definitely. Maybe the Chargers as a wild card. I see three wild cards. Okay, so three wild card teams in the AFC. I got the Bengals making it. I think the Chargers will make it. I think it's possible. I think Denver gonna make it. I don't know if it's possible that two wild cards come out of the same division. Yeah, so I'm going with the Broncos and the Chargers and the Bengals come out as the wild card. Now, to me, I'm not gonna go over like who's gonna play each other in the wild card games, who's gonna playoff round. But overall, I think in the championship game, I think it's gonna be Buffalo versus Houston. I say that because Houston got a team that's improving. You look at CJ Stroud, you look at No, Nick Chubb on his team. You got Joe Mixon. You got Nico Collins. You got on the defensive side Will Anderson Jr. You got Daniel Spencer. I think it's Daniel Hunter. I think it's Daniel Hunter. But he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. So I like Houston. I like this Houston team. I really do. This Houston team definitely make the conference championship, and they're on the verge. Man, you look at what they've done the last couple of years. They've been in the division playoff. They lost to Baltimore and Kansas City, respectively. But I think this team could definitely do some things and at least get to the conference championship. I think they have the talent to do it. Um, so I'm going with them. Yeah, Danielle Hunter on the defensive end. Then you got Will Anderson Jr. Then you got Derek Stingley Jr. They got a very talented defense. Then you got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, his addition to the team. So I like this team to go to the conference championship. They will lose to Buffalo. All right, to the NFC. Let's go to the NFC side of things. I got the Eagles winning the division. I think Commanders going to be pretty good. Dallas, and they obviously dealing with the Michael Parsons situation. Giants going to finish last. I think they probably win 6 or 7 games. Would be shocking you have outing of seeing Jackson Dart play. I think you definitely see that this year. Giants got a very tough schedule. Detroit will win the division. Got the Packers in second. Vikings finish third. Bears fourth. Tampa Bay they're gonna win their division. Yeah, Atlanta second. Carolina third. Saints fourth. The Rams they're gonna win the division. I like Seattle. I think San Francisco's finished. The Cardinals gonna finish fourth. As far as my wild card teams, I think Washington gonna do it again. I think they're gonna make it to the playoffs. I think their addition of Deebo Samuel is gonna definitely help them. So I go with that. It's gonna definitely help their offense. Deebo Samuel. I think it's gonna be a sophomore jinx for Jaden Daniels. He got a lot of weapons around him. McLaurin, Samuel. I think they're gonna be really good. Got a big time offense. So that's what I'm going with. Make it to the wild card. I think Seattle gonna make it as a wild card. I'll go with Seattle. I think Seattle could get into the playoffs. They'd be like my dark horse, Seattle. So I got Seattle making it as a wild card. Washington making it as a wild card. And I gotta go with see, Packers. So I got the Packers, Seahawks, and Commanders going in as a wild card. Yeah, I'm not gonna go over who's gonna play in the wild card weekend in the division playoff round, but I do have a championship game. I believe it's gonna be Detroit Lions, and they will play the Rams in the championship game in the NFC. So in the AFC, I got Buffalo against Houston. I got Buffalo winning against Houston going to the Super Bowl. And then I have the Rams and the Lions. I got the Lions beating the Rams. I got the Lions over the Rams. They'll go to the Super Bowl. I got Detroit playing the Buffalo Bills. Detroit Lions will play the Buffalo Bills. I like the Detroit Lions wins Super Bowl 60. This is a very unique Super Bowl. Detroit, Buffalo. Both franchises never won a Super Bowl. Obviously, Buffalo been there before 4 times. The 90s didn't cash in. But I like Buffalo. Buffalo Bills. Detroit Lions face each other in the Super Bowl. I got Detroit Lions finally winning for the first time in franchise history. That's my predictions for the NFL season. Okay, so on this day in sports history for the 27th and the 28th. Let's get into it. For the 27th and the 28th, and I can go over all the events, but some events. All right, 1909, August 28th. Excuse me, August 27th, 1909. Future Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Jack Cheesebro played his final game for the New York Highlanders in 1917 6 loss to the Tigers at Bennett Park, Detroit. 1911, August 27th, Chicago White Sox pitcher Ed Walsh pitched a no-hitter against Boston Red Sox 5-0 at White Sox Park. 1918, Christy Matheson resigned as Cincinnati Reds manager to accept a commission as a captain in the chemical warfare branch of the U.S. Army. 1921, J.E. Clare of Acme Packing Company in Green Bay was granted an NFL franchise. 1955, August 27th, Sandy Koufax struck out 14 Reds as both teams combined for a record 23 strikeouts. 1958, August 27th, Washington Senators owner Clark Griffith says he will probably accept an offer to move the team to Minnesota. 1966, August 27th, Oakland pitcher Paul Lindblad begins a 385 game consecutive errorless streak. 1978, August 27th, Joe Morgan of Cincinnati Reds was the first to hit 200 home runs and have 500 stolen bases. New York Yankees pitcher Catfish Hunter won 6-2, gave him a perfect 6-0 record in August. 1982, on August 27th, Ricky Henderson of Oakland A's stole his 119th base of the season, breaking Lou Brock's record. 1988, Tony Lusso of the Dodgers won his 1,000th game as manager, topping Philadelphia 4-2. 1992, the New York Mets traded David Cone to Toronto for Jeff Kent and Ryan Thompson. August 27, 1992. Yeah, that's basically it. All right, so go to the 28th, which is tomorrow, August 28th. 1884, on August 28th, Major League Baseball pitcher Mickey Welch set a record for most consecutive batters struck out to begin a game, striking out the first 9 men he faces. On this day, August 28th, 1918, Cleveland Indians outfielder Trish Speaker is suspended for the season due to his assault on umpire Tom Connolly. Babe Ruth on August 28th started a streak of hitting an extra base hit in 9 consecutive games. (1958) August 28th, baseball player Nellie Fox set a record for consecutive games without striking out, 98. On August 28th, 1967, Major League Baseball history, Boston Red Sox signed first free agent outfielder Ken Harrelson for a $75,000 bonus. August 28th, 1972, Soviet gymnast Olga Korbut becomes Korbut. I think it's saying his name, last name right. Became a media darling at the Munich Olympics, winning gold medal in the team all around, followed by 2 individual golds and a silver. Major League Baseball history, California Angels pitcher Nolan Ryan struck out 300 batters for the fifth consecutive year. Ron Guidry on August 28th, 1977, faces just 28 batters in a 1-0 win over Texas Rangers. 1987, Mike Schmidt surpassed Ted Williams and Willie McCovey with 122 home runs. 1989, August 28th, Frank Viola and the New York Mets outdo Oliver Hershiser, New York and LA Dodgers, winning 1-0. Ryan Sandberg, Ryan Sandberg, 1990, of Chicago Cubs at the time, was the first second baseman and to hit 30 home runs in consecutive seasons. August 28th, Cincinnati Reds, Tom Browning and Expos Dennis Martinez, both perfect game pitchers. 1992, August 28th, the Brewers beat Blue Jays 22-2 with an All-American League record 31 hits in 9 innings. August 28th, 2021, Los Angeles Angels pitcher and designated hitter Shohei Ohtani became the first player in team history to reach 20 stolen bases, hit 40 home runs in a season during a 10-2 win over the San Diego Padres. In 2022, August 28th, 1952, Mickey Mantle baseball cards sold for $12.6 million at an auction, becoming the world's most expensive piece of sports memorabilia. That's it for August the 28th. Sports history, August 27th and the 28th. So that's what took place. Those 2 dates. So that's it for the night. Be back regular time on Thursday at 8:30. I just want to come on tonight and do my thing. Please check out the recent article that I wrote in e5280sports.com. It's up there right now. I did a college football preview of the season for 2025, and check that out if you're interested. Be back with another article coming soon. It should be up sometime next week. So that's it for today. I did a lot today. Covered college football and NFL. Did my preview and prediction of the NFL season. I also did on this day in sports history for August 27th and the 28th. I forgot to put that in the the thumbnail again, like for a description of what we'll talk about today, but it's all good. Okay, let's get to NFL preview predictions. So that's it, man. That's it for tonight, man. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Be back soon. Like I said, as far as the preview of the NFL season, I got Detroit win the Super Bowl. They're gonna beat Buffalo. I've also went over the wild card teams. Go over that again. I think the Bengals gonna be in the wild card round. The Broncos and the Chargers. Those are my wild card teams. In the NFC wild card teams, I think the Commanders are gonna do it again. I think they're gonna make it to the playoffs. I got them, the Packers, and the Seahawks in the wild card. But I got the Lions against the Rams. There'll be no repeat for the Eagles. I think it's a change in the guard. I don't think the Chiefs gonna get back to where they were. I think they're gonna fall off a little bit. So this one be different. So that's it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Be back at the same time next Thursday after 8:30. Till then, have a good night.